So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make 5 traditional rustic themed ornaments for your Christmas tree. So the first ornament is this embroidered cross-stitch ornament. So I've just got this cross-stitch kit that I got from Hobbycraft. They're about £1.50 each. And they have everything you need in them to make this cross stitch, so the needle and the fabric and all the threads. So it took a couple of days to finish each one of these, but it's really therapeutic. So this is what it looked like when I'd finished. So I'm just taking an embroidery hoop here. So I got these from eBay, and this is a 4-inch embroidery hoop. I think I got about 10 of these for £9. So I'm just popping the embroidered fabric into the hoop. I'm just making sure I've got it exactly where I want it. And I just tighten the hoop up a little bit and then loosen it and remove it, just so it leaves this kind of indentation of where the hoop's got to go. So I'm just taking some super glue. So this is Loctite super glue. I'm just putting it around the inner bit of the hoop and sticking the fabric on top and then putting the hoop back together. And then this just sticks the fabric to the bottom half of the hoop. I'm just stretching it to make sure it's in place. So when you take the top of the hoop off, you can then basically trim the excess of the fabric a lot easier. So this is with all the fabric trimmed, and then I'm just going back in with the super glue and just putting this all around the outer edge with the fabric. And then I'm just sticking the hoop back together, and then this will glue the top part of the hoop to the bottom part of the hoop. So as you can see, the back of the ornament looks a little bit rough, so I just took some red felt and just drawing around the inside of one of my spare hoops and cutting this out. And then I'm just going to stick this to the back of the hoop just to cover up the loose ends. So I'm actually using spray mount, but I wouldn't advise this because it's not very sticky, it doesn't hold for very long. So just some fabric glue will do, or a little bit of PVA. So then I'm just decorating this. I'm putting a hanger on it, so this is just some glittery ribbon that I'm using to hang this. Just tying this around the top. And then I'm just making a bow out of this ribbon, so I'm just cutting 2 small pieces, folding them in half, and then kind of overlapping them on top of each other to make like a bow shape. And then I'm just using a little piece of string, tying them together in the middle. Hopefully you can see how I've done this here, just to form a bow shape. And then I'm just trimming the ends of the ribbon kind of to a point, just so it looks a little bit nicer. And then I've just tied this with the string that I formed the bow with. And then where I've tied the bow at the back, I'm just going to add a little bit of super glue so it doesn't come unravelled. And then I'm just going to add a little bell to the front, and I just hot glued this. And then we've finished. Now the second DIY is a tartan fabric ornament. So it's basically the same as the previous DIY, but it does look a lot different. It's just using a piece of checked fabric, and I'm just doing the same process as before, putting it in the embroidery hoop and sticking it down. But the good thing about this DIY is that you don't have to cut a piece of fabric for the back, because the back of the ornament already looks nice, just like the front. So this is really easy. Next we've got some wood round ornaments. So these are really rustic. So I've just got these wood rounds from Hobbycraft, and I've just drilled holes in the top of the ornaments. And then I'm just using some paint to paint circles onto the wood rounds, just leaving a little bit of border of wood so you can see the actual look of the wood. I'm just doing some black ones and some white ones, and I needed a couple of coats of acrylic paint on these. Then I'm just going in with a pencil and writing a word, so a Christmassy word like joy or Noel. And then I'm going in with a paint marker. So I've got a silver paint marker for the black baubles, and this just looks really nice on the black. I'm just going to be using some brown string, just tying a little loop, and then I thought it was missing something, so I just got a little bell and glue gunned that to the front. And then with the white ornaments I just used a gold pen, and I thought that looked really nice against the white. Next is a music sheet ornament, so I think these look so cute. So I just found these little music sheets online, just typed it in Google and found these like discoloured looking music sheets. I thought they looked really cute. And then I just cut them out and got some skewers, so these are just like barbecue skewers, and I cut them down to a little over the width of the music sheets. Be careful with these if you're cutting them with scissors because it's quite difficult. And then I just cut a second one, so we've got one for the top and one for the bottom. And then I just rolled the paper of the music sheet over the top and the bottom of the skewer, ready for gluing. And then I actually used a hot glue gun to glue these, so I just glued the skewers to the top and bottom of the music sheet. I just took a little bit of brown string and tied this to either side of the skewer at the top of the ornament. And then to keep this string in place, I actually used some hot glue, just kind of added a few dabs of it to the back. Then I felt like it needed a bit of decoration to the front, so I just had these little berry picks, cut a piece off and hot glue gun this to the front of the music sheet. So then lastly we have these string bauble ornaments. So these are really fun to make and really cheap as well. So I've just got some string and a little balloon that I've blown up, and I'm just dipping the string in some 50-50 water and PVA glue. And I'm just tying the saturated string to the top of the balloon and literally just wrapping it around the balloon. This around a few times, and then when I was finished I just snipped the end of the string where I wanted to finish and tied the end to the little bit of string that's left over where you tied it to the balloon to start with. So then leave it to dry for at least 24 hours, and then I'm just using a pair of scissors to push the balloon away from the string so it all becomes unstuck, and then I'm just trying to pop the balloon inside and pull it out of one of the holes. Then I just trimmed off this excess piece of string and used a nice fresh piece of string to tie as the string of the ornament. So that was really easy, and you can spray paint these if you want to as well, or just leave them looking rustic. So that was all the DIYs. I really hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you give some of them a try yourself. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.